Hey guys, how's it going? DUJ2 here, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key. Let's talk guilting campaign. So I know I was gonna make this video. I've been saying I want to make this video for quite a while now. And the reason why I haven't made it is because I've had this hope, a fool's hope, that we would get another boosted guilting campaign. So let's start at the top. What is a boosted guilted campaign? Okay, so let me kind of explain things here. Actually, you know what, let me see if it's in here. So for those of you who don't know, let me give you guys a little bit of a tip here. See in here, see help, click on help, and then when you go to help, you're gonna get all this stuff here. All right, then let's click on medals, let's say, and in medals, special attack bonus, you have pretty much all the information, well, all the basic information you could ever want in the game. It's already built into the game, which actually if they allowed you to opt out of all this, I wonder if we could get more what's it called, more room on our phones and devices. That might be something cool. Okay, so apparently the boosted guilty campaign is not here, but just to show you guys, there's tons of information here. If you ever want to read it, highly recommend you do. But anyway, boosted guilting campaign. So you guys know by now that when we guilt a medal, it means that what the game calls it, set its special attack bonus. So for example, let's see. Oh, you know what? We're gonna actually show you a little more in depth how this works. So actually I can't because this medal isn't ready to guilt. But let's say if I was going to guilt young King Mickey right now. Which, you know what? Why not? Let's do it. I was talking about doing it anyway because I wanted to guilt these medals. But let me show you guys what I mean. So come on. There you go. Oh, 80, nice. So we're going to use Young King Mickey as an example of how the guilting campaigns work. First of all, for those of you who don't know, you do have to have the medal that you're going to guilt at 6 stars. It is when you put it at 6 stars. And for those of you who haven't watched my previous videos, wow, 2 greats, on how to guilt and everything, pretty much the way this game works is that you have a medal. When you take it to 6 stars, 5 little orbs appear, 5 little empty orbs right here. When you light the orbs or fill the orbs with 5 more dots, that means that you have the 5 medals plus the base medal, which is 6 medals. And then to be able to roll guilt or start, the percentage, you have to have 1 more medal. So it's a total of 7 medals into 1 medal to guilt it, like we call, or you activated special attack bonus, which that's more what it actually is. But anyway, so basically when we guilt a medal, we see this happen, right? We see it. Here I have, with 3. Now I know that here technically this counts as 8 medals, but I don't know why they do that. Anyway, so when you put it in here into this one, a couple of things will happen. It's going to start blinking on the ones that you are putting into it. And if the little orb at the very end, if the little symbol at the very end, starts glowing, it means it's going to give you guilt. You're going to, when you roll it, you're going to get guilt. And basically that means it's an extra multiplier. So when you hit something, let's say I get 50% on this guy, he's going to hit 50% harder on that current attack or whatever. So that's the basics of guilting. If you have any more questions, please refer to my videos on guilting. There's lots of them. But a boosted guilting campaign happened to us back in November, I believe is when we first got it. And when we first got it, we weren't even told about it. People found it out. And then they kind of like, oh yeah, by the way, we gave you this guy, which kind of makes me wonder now if it was all a mistake, if maybe it was not supposed to be something they ported over to JP and we were never meant to get boosted guilted campaigns. That just hit me right now. It's very possible that that's what was supposed to happen or not happen, I guess. And because we got it, now we know what it is. So what is it? when you go to roll guilt in the metal like this, so this is a tier 3 metal. And you know what? Let me do this. Let me find one that's already guilted so I can show you guys. Well, I must have one that has. You know what? Fine. We're going to use a uniform selfie as a test here, as the guinea pig. So when you regularly do this, you put the metal in, and you're going to see a couple of things. So see, in this case, this one's already guilted, but when I put another one in, instead of this starting to blink, just the bar opens up and it tells me that this metal, because it is a tier 3 metal, okay, right here, tier 3 metal, it's going to have between a 40% to 100% boost. That means that if I get it at 100%, it's going to hit twice as hard as it would normally would without that. Now, that's the regular guilting campaign. A boosted guilting campaign is something that affects us in two big ways. First, right here where it says level up, whenever you go into a metal, you're going to see some flashing yellow banners here, little banners. And basically one of them is going to be, it's going to say half all costs to guilt or to level up the metal. That means you only need to use half the amount of planes to be able to get it. That's a great time saver. It really helps. And the second thing is that it shortens or minimizes or makes, I want to talk small. I don't want to say it increases your chances of getting a better guilt. Basically, right now, our guilt is between 40 to 100%, right? In a boosted guilting campaign, this would say 70 to 100. So basically, there is 60% here. They cut it in half, and then it starts at 70 to 100. That is just incredible. That is the part that kind of blows us away when we start talking about the boosted guilting campaigns, because right here, if this was a fresh new guilt, right here I have 60 numbers. It could be 40, it could be 88, it could be 71, it could be 100. It could be any of the numbers between 40 to 100. But when we get a boosted guilty campaign, you automatically go from 70 to 100. So you only have 30 chances, 30 numbers that you can possibly land on. Now, for uniform selfie, you'd think, well, why are you going to do that? Because you can only start at 70 and to 100. So chances are you're not going to go up over, which is very true. What I do now is if I get a medal over 90, I kind of don't want to wait to the Guilted Boosted campaign because there's not much it can do. Now, let's find a medal that got a really bad guilt, okay? We need to find, well, we could just do King Mickey. I'm sure he's going to get a bad guilt. Okay, so I know I have some here that are like 70s or 60 something, don't I? Okay, let's go. Yeah, let's go with actually that's okay. Of course, I'm sorry. Let's go with my favorite example, Mr. Darkside. So my Darkside rolled a 77 because it is a tier 4 medal. It can go up to 130%, which means if I want to max out my dark side, I need to use 63 mirrors. Now, a badly guilted, boosted, or tier 4 or special event medal is, or like the VIP medals, is so much more valuable than one that is not. The reason for this is because when you guilt the medal, you unlock its special attack. No matter what, you unlock its guilt, and then all you have to do is go back, and every single time that you can or you want to, you can throw a few more mirrors into it, even if it gets a horrendous, awful, total, the worst guilt ever. You can slowly make it up with mirrors, unless you're like me and you save a bunch. Now, this is the thing. The reason why I don't just guilt everything and just start throwing mirrors into it no matter what it gets is because if I do that with just a few people with really bad guilts, then I'm going to end up with no mirrors. And even though it seems like I have a lot of mirrors right now, those mirrors go away extremely fast. So that's pretty much how the guilting campaign works. Like I said, if you ever go into your guilting, if you ever look at a medal here and you hit level up and you start seeing a flash down here that says half cost something and a better chance to guilt, then we're in the guilting campaign. Now, how do I start this? The very first time we got it, like I said, we did not hear anything. It just showed up, and then I remember someone saying on a YouTube comment, "Hey, did you know that there's something weird going on with guilting?" And that's when we noticed, oh, it's a guilting campaign. And a lot of us, myself included, we are definitely waiting and hoping for that chance, because again, even though there's a lot of these tier 3 medals and tier 2 medals that I just don't use anymore because I have other medals which are stronger, the problem with it is you can't just sit on the medal forever. You can't just be waiting for something that may or may not appear, because chances are that it's not. Chances are is that they're not going to return. They're not going to bring back this guilting campaign. And those were the chances. And as time has passed, this has been more and more corroborated. And it's actually quite disheartening, guys, because there's people like me where we are saving so much stuff and stuff that we can actually use in the hopes of a guilting campaign, in a boosted guilting campaign. Now, I know the irony, if we get one tonight, I know the irony of me making this video, but I want to make it anyway because I want to explain to you guys how I feel about this. If you guys have been watching my guilting campaigns, you know that I've been rolling like extremely low guilts lately. I wish that Square Enix would just come to us and have a notice and say, hey guys, by the way, you're going to be getting a boosted guilting campaign once every 6 months, once a year, once every 3 months, something like that. Instead of keeping us so completely in the dark that we don't know what we're doing. We don't know where we're going or what we're doing, or where we came from in this game, you know? Especially with the guilting, I'm saving lightning, I'm saving part of King Mickey, I'm saving key art, I'm saving SEGB medals that I could actually use, instead of just hoping and waiting for a guilting campaign that might not even come anytime soon. So that's why I really feel that Square Enix needs to tell us, hey guys, by the way, you got a guilt, you got to bring a guilting campaign. But anyway, let's do this really quick. Let's do this young King Mickey. I hope that kind of explains. I hope that explains. I really wanted to. I was afraid. I thought about how to do this video a few times, and I thought about getting into really technical aspects and everything. But I just want to explain to you guys why, for example, why I'm waiting. I'm waiting because, for example, here on Young King Mickey, the only thing I'm guaranteed right now is that he is going to roll a number between 40 to 100. And the final reason why I really hope that these numbers are not low is Nova and its mirrors. Let's say, for example, this little King Mickey here, I get a 41. Okay, that means I need to get 56 mirrors just for him, just to max him out. And this is the thing too about mirrors and guilting. Even though I may never use this King Mickey, I probably won't. I mean, I honestly probably will not be using this young King Mickey in any way, shape, or form. To increase my Nova, I have to. Especially on the medals that are event medals that I did not receive a good... I didn't receive them because either I didn't do it, you know, I just didn't do it. I let the time pass, which, believe it or not, has happened. Or I didn't farm it as much as I could to get as many as I could. It's really interesting how they presented it to us. And like someone said previously in the chat, they said it felt like the whole dangling carrot thing. And I've got to agree with them. I have to agree with them. It just feels so unfair and so incorrect that they're just waiting, that we're waiting. So many of us are waiting. There are so many of us right now who are waiting for this boosted guilting campaign because we desperately want to try and guilt a lot of our medals. And the fact that the chances are cut in half, well, the chances are twice as good. Instead of having a pool of 60 people, you know, or higher, depending, you know, It's just I don't know, guys. Yeah. Sorry. Instead of having a pool of just of 60 numbers, 60 percentages, it's so tempting for so many of us to wait, just to wait. But that brings up the next problem. How long is too long to wait? A lot of us think that the second that we guilt a medal or a very important medal, and we get a low guilt, instantly when we get the guilting campaign, we're going to think, why didn't I wait? If I had only waited just a little longer, I could have guaranteed myself something half better, So, let's guild King Mickey. Let's guild young King Mickey and see exactly what happens. And did I actually say it? Okay, so I said 40. I called it. So this is the thing about this. If I had waited, okay, and this is the thing, guys. If I had waited for a boosted guilting campaign, this number would have been guaranteed 70. Guaranteed 70. And that's why we're so adamant about waiting for these guilting campaigns. 29. It's 29 mirrors here. Now, if this was the only one of these I had and I had no chance of re-rolling it, this is where I'd be stuck. I'd be stuck here. And we have a lot of event medals like that. We have a lot of event medals that we just, there's no other way of doing it. There's no other way of guilting them. There's no more of the medals in the game. Like Xemnas A, Xemnas Base, Xemnas B, Ziggy B. So many of these medals where we do not have any guarantee of getting any more ever again in the game. So what do? We want to save them to give us a best possible chance, so we don't have to use that many mirrors. Like my dark side. Yes, like dark side. Dark side is the perfect example of me not... Well, we didn't have boosted guilty campaigns then. I think my boosted guilty campaign came out like 2 weeks after or something like that. For me, when I guilted him. But that's a whole other story. That's dark side. So now what I have to do is I have to decide. I mean, I'm probably going to put 2 more into this one, see what happens. But let's talk specifically here. Key Art 3 and SDGB. I only get 1 chance to guilt each. Okay, so I need to be prepared that if, let's say, I guilt Key Art and he gets 60 to 130. Is that what their limit is? I think. Let's say that I guilt my Key Art and I get a 65 or a 70 or something where I'm still 60 plus 50 plus mirrors away from it. So what I need to do, and this is something that I've been thinking a lot about, is if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to guilt, like, let's say Key Art 2 or 3 or whichever one of the medals that I have right now, whichever I'm actively going to use, I need to be prepared to use all those mirrors. Because if I get a bad guilt, I'm not going to find another one. I'm not going to get to reroll. I just need to decide, okay, if you get a bad guilt, just use the mirrors. That's what I've been saving them for. Let's take a look at that again. I can't believe that happened. In the back of my mind, I thought, watch, I'm going to get a 99 or a natural 100, and then I won't be able to show people and I'll have to do it. But no, I did not. I got a 41. So my guilting luck is right. It's exactly where it was before, guys. Maybe even a little lower. 80 to 150. No, 80 to 150 is for tier 5s. What about tier 4s? Tier 4s is to 130, right? Anyway, but yeah, I mean, if you if you have a chance to wait, or you can wait, that's why we've suggested to hold off and wait for a boosted guilting campaign, but we haven't had one. And for those of you who realize, it's going to be almost 3 months very soon since we've had one. The last one we got was before Xemnas B. We've been through Xemnas B, through Ziggy B. We're about to go through another one. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But I want you guys to see. I want to show you guys what the results of this is. I mean, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm going to leave it there because I did want to do this Let's Talk with you guys. I wanted to explain how the guilting, you know, kind of works really quick, how boosted guilting works and how it compares differently. And I wanted to show you guys one. And again, I'm saddened that I got only a 41, but I'm like, figures. Because if you watch most of my guilting campaigns that I've been having lately, it hasn't been good. It has not been good. And that's what makes me even more terrified to try and guilt Key 3 if we don't get a boosted guilting campaign like this week or next week, because I'm going to have to make the decision and be like, okay, what happens if you get 80? What happens if you get 80? Well, what happens then is I need to use 70 mirrors, 70, to get him to 100. Or sorry, to get him to 150. And that's the part that my personal decision of what I need to do and what I need to decide is best for my game and for me. But anyway, if you guys have any other questions, please let me know down below in the comments. If you have any comments or, you know, anything that you'd like to know or anything you'd like to teach us, please let me know. And yeah, it's a scary new world, guys. It's a big scary world where you may have the medals and people have been saving a lot of medals, but they just are not giving us the tools that we need to be able to continue progressing at a good rate in this game. Even most of these things that I'm doing, I don't think I'm going to collect them again, like, you know, Xemnas B and Xemnas B and Ziggy B and all these. I don't think we're going to collect. I don't think we're going to. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. Even though we have all these rare event medals and rare medals, I personally am not going to use many of them, but that's not the reason why I'm saving them either. I'm saving them, and I'm saving them even more because of the hopes of a guilting campaign where I'll be able to get a higher guild. So when I do eventually try and go for Nova on those medals, on those certain medals, I'll have a better chance and I'll have a higher threshold to start putting mirrors in. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Had to talk about this. I wanted to explain. I hope it's been informative for you guys, and I hope you guys know that I'm probably going to be guilting soon. And for example, last thing I'll say about this is Key 3. Key 3 is a medal that is incredibly important right now for my game, for Coliseum and everything. So if I guilt a medal, it's probably going to be this one first. But I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting till midnight tonight and hoping that we're going to get another guilting campaign. If we don't, then just be prepared one day to see a video with a very, very sad DUJ2 crying over my horrible guilts. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, I am DUJ2. This has been Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key, talking about guilting, the boosted guilting campaigns, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.